Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. Thank you for joining us. A tow truck operator loses his life after a hit-and-run accident in Temple Hills last night. Police are searching for the suspect. Keisha Butts is at the scene with details.
Police are investigating a fatal hit-and-run that happened here on southbound Branch Avenue and Coventry Way in Temple Hills around 10:30 last night. According to the Maryland State Police, the victim was a 63-year-old tow truck operator. A preliminary investigation reveals the victim was assisting a disabled vehicle on the shoulder of the road when he was struck.
The vehicle was disabled. It appeared maybe a tire of some kind issue. The tow truck operator was called by the other driver's roadside service provider, who then, when he walked towards the car, apparently that's when the victim was struck and killed at the scene.
As authorities continue to investigate this incident, they are reminding motorists about the state's move over law. It requires drivers to change lanes if they see emergency vehicles, including tow trucks, stopped on the shoulder of the roads with their lights flashing. This
year to date, Maryland State Police have issued more than 1,700 citations and more than 5,500 warnings when it comes to move over violations. When we see incidents like this, to stress just how dangerous it is for these people when they're out on the road. And again, just slow down, don't drive distracted, and move over.
If you can't move over, cops say slow down when passing emergency vehicles. In Temple Hills, Keisha Butts, CTV News.
Investigators say the suspect may have been driving a white or silver GMC or truck. If you have any details on the incident, call 301-568-8101. Health officials briefed students at Bladensburg High today after a case of tuberculosis is reported at the school. The county health department was notified back on October 24th that someone at the school contracted the bacteria commonly known as TB. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, tuberculosis is spread in the air from person to person. The agency won't say if a student or teacher is infected. However, about 200 students may have been exposed. During an informational session last night, some parents were upset that details are just being released. However, the health department says notification of the investigation was done in a timely manner.
Someone who has tuberculosis will cough a lot for several weeks with symptoms. You'll be very tired, very weak. You may lose about 10 to 20 pounds, unintentional. You're not trying to lose weight, but you're losing weight. And you're sweating profusely at night. You have night sweats. Those are your typical symptoms of tuberculosis. And if you're experiencing them, the most important thing is to seek medical attention. Tuberculosis is treatable with antibiotics.
School officials cleaned Bladensburg High over the past weekend. The health department plans to send letters home next week with students who may have been potentially exposed to TB. Free testing will be provided at the school at the beginning of December. A trial date is set to determine whether the man who killed 5 people at the Capitol Gazette is criminally responsible because of mental illness. Gerard Ramos is scheduled to appear in court March 4th. Ramos pleaded guilty to 23 counts against him, including first-degree murder last month. This trial will determine whether he was sane at the time of the incident. Well, at the height of the opioid epidemic, Walgreens handled nearly 1 out of every 5 oxycodone and hydrocodone pills shipped to pharmacies across America. That, according to the Washington Post. The Post reports today that the pharmacy chain dominated the opioid market, buying about 13 billion pills from 2006 through 2012. In a lawsuit, Walgreens is accused of giving pharmacists financial incentives to fill prescriptions. In Maryland, more than 1 billion prescription pain pills were supplied during the same time period. Of that amount, over 99 million were distributed in Prince George's.